So, what do you do when you've given your best for years and it still seems like you stay stuck on Stuck Street? That's a question that came in from one of our VIP leaders, and I am so excited to dive into it today. If we are just meeting for the first time, welcome in. My name is Giovanna, Lady J. Ellison, and I am committed to helping leaders, high achievers, small business owners just like you thrive in life and in business while keeping God first. If you're here, I already know two things about you. Number one, you've already accomplished amazing things with your life. And number two, you want to accomplish even more while being in alignment with your divine assignment. So what do you do when you've done all you can? We know the classic song by Pastor Donnie McClurkin, after you've done all you can, you just stand. But what happens when you are wavering, when you can't stand, all you can do is crawl? Or you can't even crawl. All you do is, it feels like you just stay up in a ball and you can barely move. So I'm going to give you a couple things. Number one is to reflect on your wins. Reflect on all the successes that you've had previously. Look at how you got to where you are today. Reflect on what got you there. If you're not keeping some sort of affirmation file where you keep all the comments of those who have told you, wow, thank you so much for what you said, it changed my life, or thank you for doing that, it really encouraged me to move forward. Make sure that you're keeping some kind of affirmation file, affirmation journal, something that you can go back and look, because we have a tendency as high achievers to be so caught up in doing so much, in achieving the next thing, that we don't take time to pause and reflect and look at all the amazing things, all the celebrations, all the wins that you've gotten along the way. So take time to reflect. That's number one. Number two is to acknowledge your effort and your hard work, even if the results don't seem to match. Now, we've all been there as leaders and as high achievers. We've all been there where we put in the work, we put in the time, we put in the money even, and it doesn't always seem, the results don't always equal our effort. And that's where you have to make sure you're in alignment with your divine assignment. And you also got to give it time. I talked in a couple of videos back about the story of the weed that was perpetrating like a flower. A weed will grow up really fast and you'll see results almost immediately, but it's not the real thing. The real thing takes time. It takes quality time and effort to get there. Number three is to avoid being too self-critical. Okay, don't be so critical. Don't be so hard on yourself. You give grace to everybody else. Try extending some of that same grace to yourself. Progress is never just a straight line like that, okay? Progress looks a whole lot more like that, right? Can you guys see that messy squiggly line? Where you've got ups and downs and rounds and bouts and lefts and rights and ups and downs. We've all made mistakes. We all have lessons learned. And so don't be so hard on yourself. Realize that setbacks are a normal part of growth. You've got to make up in your mind that you can't stay on Stuck Street. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. You can decide to stay there and have pity parties if you want to and have everybody feel sorry for you. But I remember, gosh, when Jesus was going to heal the man at the pool, he said, do you want to be made whole? Because he came by and he says, well, Master, everybody else comes and gets in the pool before me. That's not what I asked you. I asked you, do you want to be made whole? And sometimes some people can feel so comfortable staying in, quote, Stuck Street because they're getting sympathy or they're getting empathy or whatever it else may be. You've got to change your mentality that this is not where I'm going to thrive. This is not where I'm going to grow. I make a decision today. It starts today for me to move forward to the next level. The next thing I want you to do, number four, is to seek support and seek new perspectives. This is so important. Make sure that you are around people who don't believe in staying on Stuck Street. Misery loves company, right? And the enemy loves nothing more than to shut down your praise. And when he can get you alone by yourself with your negative thoughts, it just continues to go down a downward spiral. So make sure you are surrounding yourself with people that will speak life into you. If you're not already subscribed to our VIP email list, make sure that you do that. The link is below at giovanna.com, and that you're subscribing to YouTube channels like these, because you need someone speaking life into you. Yes, you're the encourager, but the encourager needs encouragement every now and then. I don't know about you, but I need to encourage myself in the Lord. And we all have to drink from a well from time to time. In order for us to be able to pour something out, we've got to have something going in. Seek new perspectives and support as well. Practice self-care and restoration. That's important as well. And then celebrate your small wins along the way. Remind yourself that feeling stuck is a temporary state. It's a temporary state. Failure, listen, failure is not a tattoo. Failure is not a tattoo. Failure is a bruise. And bruises heal. But you have to make the decision that I'm going to move forward. I can't stay here. I can't stay here. I've given my best. And those seeds, God is going to make what He's going to water them. He's going to make them grow in due season. And sometimes what we have to do is we have to adjust our expectations as well. And I'll address that in another video too, because sometimes our expectations are way too high. And we have to come down to reality in certain circumstances so that you won't be severely disappointed and find yourself on Stuck Street all the time. So I hope that was helpful. Listen, be sure that you subscribe to this channel so that we can continue to show love and support to one another. Thank you so much for watching. Remember this, where God guides, God provides, and where God directs, God protects. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.